So today we're going to be checking out yet another brand new 2023 release. This one I'm pretty pumped up about. Like I said, I think they're all going to start dropping all close together here in the first couple months of the year, and then it might go silent for a little while. So there's going to be a lot to keep up with. And granted, there's only been a couple new releases that I've smelled so far, but nothing has really blown me away yet. I have high hopes for this one because this fragrance line, I think dollar for dollar, is one of the better designer fragrance lines out there if you're after unique fragrances. However, with a little catch there, that is if you can get them at good prices. Now this is the Hugo Boss The Scent lineup. This is the newest magnetic. So on the back of the box it says, a magnetic interpretation of the original fragrance. An irresistible fusion of exquisite black vanilla extract and vibrant Bran Absolute intensifies the power of attraction, captivating the senses. So take that for what you will. And back to what I was saying, Boss The Scent Absolute, Private Accord, and Intense, all phenomenal. However, those are actually starting to get a little bit hard to find now at discounters, and the prices on them have been going up a little. I don't know if it's something to be too worried about, but it's not looking good, especially for Intense and Private Accord. Those have been out of commission for a while. Absolute, you've been able to get with some sort of regularity up until recently. And that's a shame if those really are going away because, again, I think dollar for dollar in a healthy market when those are around $50, $60, $70, they're fantastic bang for your bucks. But we have a new one here, and we got to go ahead and check this out and see how it holds up and compares to some of the other greats in this line. All right, let's go and get that bottle out of here. Is an eau de parfum concentration. And there you go. So very reminiscent of the lineup, of course. And what was it? Last year, did we have Le Parfum with an iris take, or was that the year before? I think it was last year, actually. And so they are continuing to keep the flankers rolling out. So it's one of those deals where I don't know if they're kind of, eliminating some older things to make room for some newer things. I'm not really sure. Even Le Parfum actually has been a little bit hard to get, at least at discounters, even though it's newer. So it could just be a supply chain issue. But like I said, I'm really excited about this one here. I want to try it out and I want to see how it stacks up. So immediately you get that signature Maninka fruit smell. Boss The Scent without Maninka fruit is like the ocean without water. It would not work. It wouldn't make any sort of sense and it wouldn't fit in. And so I'm glad that they are sticking true to their roots here and they're continuing that note because, again, it is something where you can pick up on it right away. You do not have to be an expert. I'm not going to go too close to this yet because I'm already starting to smell it in the air. And what I'm getting is some of that vanilla, and it's a different variety of vanilla. I think they call it a black husk vanilla. I got the notes here, black vanilla husk. So it's different. It's almost a vanilla with this kind of powdery, dusty nature, and then that Maninka fruit coming in alongside of it as well. I'll go ahead and go in for more. Get in a little bit closer and you start picking up on some different nuances. A little bit of this almost kind of malt smell or this wheat smell, and that could be coming from the Bran Accord here. Now you got to bear with me. I'm not 100% sure what this brand would smell like. I don't think I've ever really smelled any fragrances that use that note in particular. And clearly, given that they're only giving us 3 notes out of the many more that were most likely used here, they wanted to focus on that for the marketing. So, it's definitely a note that you would imagine would be relatively prominent. And again, there is this kind of wheat malt type of smell. Not quite to the level of a booziness or anything like that. However, the vanilla, especially this variety, could give almost a little bit of that impression ever so slightly, but it definitely does sweeten up. And then that Maninka fruit is coming in to really give it very much, actually, a fruitiness, believe it or not, and then just kind of a different type of warm, spicy smell. So besides those notes, what else do I pick up on? Maybe a bit of lavender. There's got to be some sort of aromatic base in here, at least to me, and that would make sense in the form of a lavender of sorts. Could even be a tonka bean. You know, generally where there's vanilla, there's tonka bean, whether they list it or not and they want to tell us or not. Definitely could be. Could even be a bit of a benzoin mixing in with that black husk vanilla there, or black vanilla husk, whatever it is, and kind of adding along to that and giving it some of that dustiness, you know, something along those lines. Maybe even a bit of a suede, maybe not full on leather, but definitely suede a little bit. You just never know. Could be a little bit of that kind of going on to aid in the masculine approach of this one. I think this is interesting. You know, there's something captivating about this one. Now, it very much is going to be familiar to you. And that's not because, oh, this is a generic release, but it's because this accord that this line is built around, Maninka fruit, is so stand out and just so prominent that you can't get away from it. And I don't think it's like a bergamot or a vetiver where there's so many different forms and different variations, and one vetiver fragrance can smell completely different to another vetiver. It's not really how it is here. When you take a look across the board, most of the scent fragrances share heavy characteristics because that Maninka fruit accord is what ties them all together, and that's what makes all of these flankers that really do tie back to the original, which I think is really the true definition of a flanker, playing on that original DNA and giving you a nice different twist for different tastes and for different people. You know, it hasn't changed a ton since I first sprayed it on to now. You know, I'm still getting that kind of malty wheat bran smell is what I would imagine. Some of the vanilla in here, and of course the Maninka fruit to a heavy accord. You know, again, some aromatics, some lavender, that sort of thing. There is a little bit of a fresh balance, but, you know, still going in kind of that sweeter, dustier, vanillic direction quite a bit. I think it's really nice. I enjoy this. You know, we're kind of starting to think about moving into spring. Depending on where you are, it could feel like spring. You know, we've had some unseasonable temperatures here. It's been close to the 50s, upper mid 40s in February. Last year we were having a blizzard around this time, so very, very strange. And again, March is right around the corner. March 20th, I believe, initiates spring. So the cooler weather's coming to an end, but that does give me still some time to test this one. And very much it's going to be a cooler weather scent. One other thing I'll touch on before we end this one off, magnetic. I don't really know if that name is the best descriptor of this scent. Initially, when I saw the name, first and foremost, I kind of thought of a fresh version. I don't know, magnetic. You think of something maybe bright, you know, uplifting, something along those lines. It very much isn't that. And then you see the bottle, which is kind of a black opaque look with the kind of tan vanilla looking color accenting around it. I don't think the name in the bottle and the scent match. I think magnetic kind of alludes to maybe a fresher scent, although that could just be me. But then the bottle itself and the scent very much do match each other. So I think they got that part down. You know, definitely focusing on that vanilla Maninka fruit combo with just a different type of approach overall that I actually really enjoy. So is this the one that's blown me away yet this year? I'm not fully there to that level of being just, wow, this is amazing. I really like it a lot. And I think with time, it could kind of sneak its way and kind of start hanging out around Private Accord and Absolute in terms of my favorites. However, it's not going to overcome those just yet. But I will say, in terms of what I tried so far, we have Born in Roma Intense by Valentino, and then also Armani Code Eau de Toilette 2023, right? I guess that one's nothing to get excited about either. I think this is a significantly better release than both of those, at least to me so far. And I think for the most part, if you are a collector and you are wanting a little bit of a different approach and just something a bit different and out of the ordinary and something that will make you not smell like everyone else, this should be looked into for sure. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it for me. Hugo Boss, the Scent Magnetic. You know, this is a line that I will never complain about having a new flanker out. I just think they've all been really spot on so far, and I think this is yet another really solid release. If you're excited about this one, let me know down below what you think of it, or if you're excited for it, if you're going to try it, or if you're going to pass on it. Also, I have a mailing list you can sign up to. I'm posting deals over there all the time. Most recently, we had a bunch of clones restock at Fragrance By, like the Tux, which I talked about recently, Roberto Cavalli Uomo Golden Edition, very hard to get, and like a Naxos clone and a couple other. Most of those sold out within a few hours, and that email went out before their emails that I subscribe to remind me when those are back in stock. So I'm on top of it for you guys. If you want a one-stop shop to get the best deals on fragrances, rare stuff, not only that, but Luminous Night, Low Medial Extreme, and everything of those sorts, get on that mailing list. It's completely free, and it will help you big time. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.